Well, my new Oklahoma Goldbacks have arrived. So we're going to take a look at this and discuss Goldbacks in general. And I do like collecting these and getting the new ones as they come out. But there is a limit to what I'll buy, and I'll explain it to you here in a second. Okay, so they have a new issue of Goldbacks from Oklahoma. Another state has been added. And you know, they come in half, 1, 2, 5, 25, 50, and 100. Now what I ordered for myself, and keeping it modest, is usually I get 10, but I got 5 halves, 5 1s, 3 2s, and 2 5s. Because one of these will go into a sleeve and be kept in a collection. The halves, which are kind of valued right now at $3.35, I really like handing these out as tips. Yeah, I usually leave a bartender $2, $3. So a bunch of these will go as tips. Same with the ones. When the ones were 3 something or that, I used to leave them as tips. Now they were saying that these new notes are going to be a little bit different here. Basically the artwork. Now, I don't know if we can zoom in, but yes, the artwork and design is way sharper than the older ones. Let me get my one out of my wallet here. I'll get an older Wyoming one compared side. Yes, they've done something with the printing where there's a big difference. We'll compare that later. But yeah, so I have a set of these here. Like I said, I only go to the 5 with them. And the reason is, let's talk about the value of them. Like I said, these halves are nice at 3 something. You can leave them to somebody as a tip or a gift, even a 1. 2s right now are $13.40. So, you know, and we look at the value of them. And the reason I only go to the 5s is when it comes to gold, okay, a half is worth $3.38. A 1 is supposedly $6.70 for 1/1000th ounce of gold. $13.40 and it's 1/500th an ounce, and then the 5 is 1/200th, and that's $35. And the biggest complaint is generally the premium is double of the gold contained inside the foil note. Even though it is gold, you're paying 100% on the premium, which some people find as excessive. So the reason I get these is because this is a 10th ounce coin in this ring. Now they make 100 note, which is a 10th ounce, which that listed is about $670. I could buy 10th ounce gold coins at $380 on average, depending on what it is, issued by a government, be it Maple Leaf, the U.S. government, whatever. So there comes a point where the amount of gold you're getting and the value to me, so I go to 5s. I kind of thought about getting 10s, but you know, too much money to tie up. You can get other products there, like a gram of gold. You can get on a little card. This one's popular. It's 1 gram. So that's 1/31 of an ounce. So that falls in between the 25, which is 140, and the 50, which is 120. And the 25 is $167. Okay, where this is like 118 right at the moment. And then if you went the other way to the 120th, $335. You know, I'd rather have a couple little grams on a card than a 25 or a 50 Goldback, put it to you that way. Now, granted, Goldbacks are great. You can hold them in one of these nifty wallets like this. Okay, they're easy to transport. And the reason that I get the lower denominations is you really can't practically transport, carry these smaller things. 1/1000th, 1/2000th. I forget what a 1/100th, which is a 10. I don't have a 10 here. A 10 would be $67, but I can get at JM Bullion for $45.87. I can get a 1/100th. Oh, it's 1/100th. I'm sorry. Gram bar, or 1/100th of an ounce bar for $45.87. And so you'd figure, but see, something like that even would be hard to handle, because it'd be like half the size of this or even smaller. So that's something very tiny, very small, difficult to manipulate, hold, or store, or carry on your person. You know, so now that's where you kind of get to the point where these are fine for small amounts of actual gold, even though the premium's a little higher. They're very convenient, but unfortunately the thing is they are not recognized by people. People like them as a novelty. So, I don't know. They are improving. Okay, we'll go take a closer look at these. And what I do like, I have my light here. I'll show you, they have an added security feature. We'll see if we can see it with the black light. I don't know if you can see the, try to zoom in a little. You can see the halves. Yeah, there you see them. The ones, the little black light. Twos, which I think is pretty neat. That's cool. I like it. All right, so let's look at the new series here. All right, so we got the half, which Oklahoma is kind of a state where I guess horses and cattle are in the motifs. But as you see, really great artwork. That's one thing. They're improving the artwork on these, your design, serial numbers, all that other fun stuff. Really coming out as a nice alternative currency. Okay, but that's your half and your one. And then it's our 2 and 5. Featuring all women, Native Americans, and a lot of the higher notes are women kind of in a joyous depiction here. They are very interesting in terms of the detail in that's with them. And I like to collect them, like I said, up to 5s is all I'm going to do. I'm not going to get crazy with these. but they are nice. Now, one thing I did notice, and they were talking about, is the detail in these notes. And what I'll do is I'll get a couple ones here, and we'll compare an older one to side by side with a new one. Okay, and I'll try to zoom in a little for you. Now, if you look at this the older style, you'll notice the way, and this is printed, the way the drawings and the detail are, and that, like the lettering is good, but it's kind of not as sharp and defined. These new notes, you can see side by side the artwork and the detail of the design is a lot better. Also, these older notes do not have the black light or the little security feature on the back like these here. So they're kind of improving the product and adding more security features, making it more secure. I do not know of anything. I tried to go on the Chinese website and find something that's even close to this, that, you know, if they're trying to fake these, because the biggest complaint about the Goldback is, unlike, like I said, this coin, I could go and throw on my tester and slide it in there and get a reading and verify it. You know, I can get it verified on my Metalytics verifier, where you can't do that with these, even though, you know, there is gold in between the polymer. There's no way to detect it or test it or anything like that. You just have to take their word. There's no way to verify this, okay? That is what it is. That was one giant complaint by a lot of people about the Goldback, the one drawback about it. On the positive side, like I said, for 1/1000th, 2/1000ths of an ounce of gold, this is the way to go. I mean, even though the premium's a bit higher, but it's easier to handle, transport. Like I said, put them in a wallet and carry them around with you. You carry them around like a banknote, okay? So, great improvement. Now, I don't know, I heard they're going to make a 3 in one of the other series that they're going to come out with. There's supposedly another state coming. The 2.5 started with Florida and are included with this one. But I guess they're going to make a 3 also, which would make sense, because then that would be, you know, a little over $20 worth in value, I believe. Which, getting to that point, you know, you're not going to find a gold product for, you know, $6.70. Okay, even though there's only like $3.40 worth of gold in there, you're not going to be able to find any type of a product that is man-portable or easy to handle that's going to have it down to 1/1000th an ounce or 1/2000th an ounce, something like 1/500th of an ounce. Okay, there's no practical way of carrying such small amounts of gold other than this. And like I said, up to a 5 for me, the 5 is getting, that's why I only have one to save. To where when we get into the 10s and 20s, I'd rather accumulate little gram bars like that with my money for gold. But there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. And like I said, I hope I showed you where the improvements of this new issue is out. The artwork in itself is a lot sharper, more stunning. It's pretty cool. And I'm going to continue, you know, I may go drop a couple 1/2s out there somewhere if I go down to the American Legion or something today. So there you go. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.